easy person to live with, to communicate with? Are you a person that everybody wants to talk to you, that you solve other people's problems, that people trust you? Or you're the kind of person that push people away, the kind of person that you feel that you want to help someone, but you're not the first person people ask for help? Knowing your temperament can be the solution for all of this. It can be the explanation why people like to be with you so much, or why people have been repelling you, and how to change that. Hi, my name is Natalia Mascarenhas and this is my channel. Today I'm gonna talk about the temperaments. There are 4 temperaments. If you never heard about it, I will give you a short explanation. There are studies that says that everybody has 4 temperaments, but one of them is gonna be stronger on you. I also believe that with more maturity, the less you can perceive your temperament, which is amazing because it means that, as I just said, you're mature. You can easily adapt to situations according to what you have learned. 4 temperaments can be divided like this. You can have warm and cold, dry and humid. This can be confusing because sometimes you're warm but you can feel more dry, or you can feel more humid. But this will interfere on your social behavior and also on how you perceive the world around you. Here we have, for example, me and my fiance. I am warm and I am dry. We have something in common, that is the dryness, because he is actually cold and dry. This is very good for our relationship because we have similar perceptions of the world, but we react in different ways. I am choleric, which means that I'm warm and dry. What does this mean actually, that I'm warm and dry? It means that I am sociable, but by being dry, it means that I'm in search for order, which it is. I'm social, but I'm not too social. I don't like to be around people all the time, and I don't like anything that is too loud, that is messy. A melancholic is gonna be a cold and dry, which means that they are gonna be less sociable. They don't have a big need for being social, for parties and other things, but they do have a need for family. They have a need for connections, which can be complicated because it can make melancholics to search for parties, to feel the need of connection to people, which can get them into depression. And melancholics, they are very easy depressed. So as far as you know you're a melancholic, you can search for help and you can search for the right connections without actually putting yourself on emotional dependency on other people. The other thing that melancholics also have is, as I said before, the need for order, which is amazing because they are very good at quality control. They're very good at analysis. They can find problems anywhere, which can also be a problem because maybe when you think something is perfect, they come and tell you all the reasons why it's not gonna work. It can be used for good and it can be used for evil. So you have to watch out and know when to say something, when to not say something. Then we have the phlegmatic. The phlegmatics are cold and humid, which can be a blessing, to be honest. Phlegmatics, they are very easygoing, they are very calm. If you scream at them, they are not the kind of person that is going to explode on you, but they do have a limit. So sometimes you see that person that is very calm and very easygoing, but you also know that when they explode, they're going to tell you horrible things. This can be a phlegmatic, because phlegmatics, they get angry and they say a lot of things to you. So don't mistake them by being only easygoing, only people who do everything on their own time. But yeah, everybody has a limit, right? So what about the sanguine? Sanguines, they are warm and humid, which means they are very sociable, extremely sociable. Their energy comes all from sociability. So the more people, the better. The more parties, the better. Connections, and they get distracted on this. They have no need for order, so they can make do on any circumstance as long as they can talk, they can show themselves, and it's not because they have the need of showing off, but they just are easily like this. They are in their natural habitat. That's it. So do you recognize yourself in one of those? It can be complicated, as I said, because maybe you are cold, but you're not sure if you are humid or if you're dry. It can be because you're not sure about how you perceive the world. Sanguines perceive the world as an opportunity to make connections. They want to know people. They want to know other people's stories. They want to share their stories, and they can make storytelling so easy. They can make this naturally. You can spend hours listening to them because they are very easily communicable. Then you have the phlegmatics. They perceive the world as something to just peacefully, they just live. They don't have many needs. For them, everything is good. You just need to make peace with them. And if there is an argument, if there is a fight, they're gonna find a way to get out of it. So don't ask them too many questions. Don't ask them to decide on something because it's just not gonna easily happen. And it can be that they are gonna scream at you. They're gonna get a burnout because of the questions you're making. It happened to me. I went through this experience that I noticed that someone was phlegmatic, and then I was trying to be respectful and giving them the opportunity to make a decision because I didn't want to be bossy. And then it ended up exploding in my face because they started arguing with me and screaming with me some things, and I was like, yeah, I was trying to be respectful, but in the end, because I gave them decisions, they couldn't handle that. And it can be that you're phlegmatic like this, but then you have to grow. You need to learn to make decisions. That's simple. Then we have the melancholics. And the melancholics, they are cold and dry, which means that they can be extremely perfectionists, they can be analytic, they can be a person, the best person for the job, that when you want something done perfectly, they are gonna be there for you. But it can also be very hard in case you want to share your dreams, because they're gonna tell you all the reasons why it's not gonna happen. So the melancholics, they have to learn how to do with this urgency of finding problems and actually start learning to give more solutions and to give your opinion or be negative when necessary, when you really have to intervene or you have to make someone be realistic, because melancholics, they can be so negative in a point of being unrealistic. It can happen. And then we have the cholerics. And the cholerics, like me, they are sociable, but they don't love people. To be honest, if I could sometimes just stay in my house and just not see people for weeks, maybe months, I would be totally okay with that. But I also have the need to connect. I have the need to talk to people, which doesn't mean that I want to talk to them all the time. So the cholerics, they are very much in between being very sociable as a sanguine, but not being social at all like the cold ones, like a melancholic and a phlegmatic, which is very good because then you learn when you talk, when you not talk, you learn what to say. For me, as a choleric, what I have to do, what I have to learn is actually to talk a bit more, because I have this feeling that I only talk when I have something very, very good to say or something that can make a change. But I can also just start talking my mind, not too much. Of course, there are limits for everything, but that's one of the challenges I'm facing right now. And then there is also the need for order. I want stuff to be organized. I want everything to be in order and clean, but not as much as a melancholic. So my fiance is a melancholic, and then I can see that he has the need of everything being exactly on the right position. It needs to be always the same. If I change something, he notices like this, which is crazy. I love that, to be honest. But for me, something changed, I might take a few days to realize. I will notice that something is not the same, but it will take a while for me to really put a thought on that, because it doesn't really matter for me. So those are the difference. Then if you're trying to figure out your temperament, if you're trying to figure it out in which one you find yourself, you might even mistake yourself with other temperaments. But come back to the thought that, how do you feel about the world? How do you experience things? Are you, for example, very easy on forgiving? Or for you it's a bit harder? Or even you forgive people, but it keeps in your mind, it keeps in your heart, and you keep bringing that up. Then if you easily forgive people, then you're definitely human, because it doesn't really matter for you. But if it's hard to forgive, then you are dry. It means that you can be a melancholic that gives but never forgets, or you can be a choleric that it's super hard to forgive because connection is not your main point. You can make connection if you're gonna gain something with that, but if you're not gonna gain anything, you might even hold something against someone to revenge yourself. It happens. It happens. I had to learn to not be revengeful, because I must tell you that revenge is something that I have an appetite for it, but it's not good. I just don't do it. I do let go of things. You can also analyze your social behavior. When you're around people, do you enjoy to be around people, or you don't want to be around people? You don't want to be the center of attention. Because if you never want to be the center of attention, then yeah, you're not warm. But if you don't care about being the center of attention, then you are gonna be dry. So you can be a choleric or a melancholic, because if you don't care about being the center of attention, you like people, you like to communicate, and you feel happy when you are surrounded with many people and you're talking and everybody's looking at you, sanguine, you already know. So I hope you understand all those things. If you have any question, please leave here in the comments. You can also text me on Instagram. You can find everything there and I can explain you more. If you want to search for, sometimes maybe you want to do a quick exercise to figure it out, I can also share this with you more. Please leave your comment, leave your like in here, share with anyone who would like to learn more about it, and I also will post more about each temperament so you can learn more about yourself, and you can also learn how to improve yourself with other temperaments, which I think is the point of everything. Of course, in society, God made everything perfect and we can always learn with someone. Thank you for watching!